Wow. They're trying to say in the Washington Monthly that Biden's about to have the biggest boom in job growth in decades. The man ain't even fucking made one job. Trump was making 300,000 jobs a month come into the United States. Biden ain't even made one job since he's been in office. The only jobs there are jobs that were existing jobs that are just now reopening. And he's almost put a curb to those with all of his taxations and mandates and the likes. New York, they're trying to say in New York that they're going to go ahead and still push these unconstitutional mandates in New York City. The governor that's leaving office. The problem is it's unconstitutional, for one. Being proven in the courts as we speak now. Two, the businesses are realizing they're losing money. They're trying to make it look good through the freaking media, but that's our propaganda bullshit media. It's not a good thing. And a lot of them businesses are not liking it because they're losing money. They're looking at losing a lot of money. And they're already losing it because they're talking about demanding this as a mandate. Not fucking asking you. They're demanding it. And there are people up in arms about their children within New York City that they don't want their kids vaccinated. They're finding out what this fucking shit's doing and hurting people a lot by enlarging hearts and putting fluid on hearts and shit like that. And then they're also reading the actual real studies of this vaccine, not Pfizer manipulated and government manipulated words on a piece of paper. Remember, Stockholm, Sweden has the most Nobel Prize winning medical personnel in the world. Why? Because they are not, I repeat, are not influenced by government money from the United States or any other major power to say what they want them to say. They will not lose their funding if they don't say what they want them to say. They also are not influenced by big pharma. They have their own money. They do their own thing. And Stockholm, Sweden has been, through the years, the number one authority in the medical field to their doctors in Stockholm, Sweden, and their scientists in Stockholm, Sweden for years. If you want to know the truth, go read their shit. Go read their researches. Go read their studies. And I'll tell you what, it'll scare the bejesus out of you. But they don't want, I mean, it was just what, 4 or 5 years, maybe, well, actually in Clinton's time. Right there at Clinton's time, give or take. That's where all the medical information came from that they talked about. Stockholm, Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden said this, Stockholm, Sweden said that, Stockholm, Sweden said this. And then Stockholm, Sweden wouldn't get on board with the bullcrap And now Stockholm, Sweden's just left out in the blue. Okay. Well, and the propaganda machine ain't talking about Stockholm, Sweden. The government's not talking about Stockholm, Sweden. I take that back. Actually, there are people talking about Stockholm, Sweden. And they're in Congress. Oh, maybe you might want to check out what's going on in Stockholm, Sweden. And then you'll find out Fauci needs to be tried in a military tribunal for crimes against humanity. He needs to be tried in a military tribunal for treason against the United States. He should be tried in civilian court for cruelty to animals. And the list goes on. Them are the major offenses that he needs to be tried for. Committing atrocities against humanity throughout the world is the big one. Biden, who is president, can be tried and put on trial for crimes against humanity. He don't have to be impeached. He don't have to do nothing but be put on trial in a tribunal against crimes against humanity. His whole cabinet can. And the fucking Republicans in Congress, here's what's getting me. The Republicans in Congress won't even fucking do an investigation into him. You can't tell me they can't do an investigation into fucking Biden. You can't tell me they can't do an investigation into Biden because they did it to Trump. And they sure in the hell didn't have the majority. The Democrats didn't have the majority when they did it to Trump. So why the frick ain't they doing it to goddamn Biden now? Why ain't they doing it to everybody in his freaking whole fucking career? Why? Or his whole cabinet? Why? They ain't even doing an investigation into fucking Biden's son. Why? Democrats were able to do it. Why can't they? And people are all being. I think the whole damn government. The whole damn government's been bought and paid for by the CCP. Is what I think. And that's my thoughts on it. I'm out.